Yo, did you know that Trumpito has about 7 billion in crypto dollars? Well, Trump's unofficial bank police senator, Elizabeth Warren, she is back to cooking up more ways for Trump or Trump appointed officials to get investigated. Because that's what she does. This time, she's asserting that first, Trump is manipulating money markets, and also that a former Trump appointed Federal Reserve supervisor, um, who's now on a global financial watchdog committee, has basically weakened the safeguards for mega banks with acts such as the Economic Growth Act, acts like the Regulatory Relief Act, and the Consumer Protection Act, which were supposed to be used to keep mega banks from taking over markets, but was appointed by him and prompted to use discretion to apply regulatory standards to large banks or investors worth over 100 or 250 billion dollars. So basically, if you have a billion or more dollars, you won't be implemented with regulatory bank standards, which is like how I always thought it was supposed to be after you get 100 billion plus. But anyway, Senator Warren, who holds the vice chair in the SEC, that's the Securities Exchange Commission, has already recently alleged that Trumpito and his family were guilty of manipulating markets when Trump imposed 100% tariffs on, and then stocks fell. Then he encouraged investors to buy while the stocks were low, and then took the 100% tariffs off for 90 days. But what she failed to admit is that America is literally the market. We are the market. And never has a president ever before, used an entire continent's well being against them simply by threatening to lose business with us. And yeah, in that sense, he's basically an innovator. Anyway, since his perception, it was a goal that cryptocurrencies don't be controlled by the government. That was the whole thing. But of course, this slimy senator, she wants to find yet another way to assert that our President Trumpito has somehow manipulated that market as well. Yep, he's manipulating all these money markets. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Make sure you tap that like and subscribe button. Let's get right to the video.
Have been calling for stronger rules and enforcement in the crypto market for many years now. The crypto market has grown 15-fold in just the last 5 years. It's now at about $3 trillion, at least in 2024, where we've got the data. While growth in the market may unlock new opportunities for innovation, risks to investors, our financial system, and our national security have also increased at the same time. Consider some recent data. According to the FBI, Americans lost more than $9 billion to cryptocurrency fraud last year. And it's the trend lines that are particularly concerning. It's a 66% increase from the year before. According to Chainalysis, North Korean hackers stole a record $1.3 billion from crypto platforms in 2024 and then turned around and topped it in just a single heist with a $1.5 billion heist earlier this year. According to TRM Labs, quote, terrorist organizations demonstrated increased sophistication in their use of cryptocurrency, turning to unhosted wallets, mixers, and privacy coins like Monero. We need a crypto regulatory framework that reduces these risks, but I am concerned that what my Republican colleagues are aiming for is another industry handout that gives the crypto lobby exactly its wish list, the blessing of our government's approval, combined with crypto rules that are weaker than the rules that every other financial actor must follow. The crypto industry may be calling the shots for Republicans, but nobody wants weak crypto rules more than the President of the United States. A majority of President Trump's wealth, as much as $7 billion worth, is now based in crypto, from issuing his own stable coin, to issuing his own meme coin, to owning a Bitcoin mining company, and to controlling a huge portfolio of crypto investments. Again, according to Chainalysis, The president and his associates pocketed more than $320 million in fees alone from the Trump meme coin, while the majority of retail investors who bought that same token actually lost money. Now, if we're going to provide rules of the road for crypto, we need to shut down the super highway for presidential corruption at the same time. We need crypto legislation that will strengthen our financial system, not make it worse. Here are principles that I think should guide our work. First, new crypto rules shouldn't open a back door to destroy the securities laws that have served as the bedrock of our capital markets for nearly 100 years. I'm particularly worried here because some recent proposals, including the Clarity Act that the House is voting on this week or next week, include language that would allow non-crypto companies to tokenize their assets in order to evade SEC regulations.
Yeah, let's think about what that means. Elizabeth Warren, who holds the vice chair of the SEC, like I told you, the Securities Exchange Commission. If you put your money into crypto, then she can't impose any regulations on you or your money. So I'm sure she wants to do something about that. Sure, she can't wait to make some changes about that. Actually, the trade line crypto theft is currently in the billions as hackers have figured out how to crack people's personal accounts. But criminal organizations do continue to trade large amounts of money privately, and also because of the laws previously appointed, Trump officials refuse to use the billions lost in crypto somehow all Trumpitos' fault. Everything, the money that happens. I just read in an article that they blame Trumpito for the Texas flooding. So, yeah, people don't really like Liz because she identified as a Native American to get a legal tax status. But that was back before it was okay just to identify as whatever you want to identify yourself as. um, like I said, nowadays it wouldn't surprise me if a Democrat vote marked both male and female and just drew a line down all the ethnic boxes. But what does surprise me is that she and Nancy, who are famous for inside trading, are now trying to accuse people of the same thing. The audacity of this Democrat. Nancy literally has an application called the Pelosi Tracker that basically just tracks her stocks where she is 99.5% accurate, buys tech stocks from companies nobody's ever never heard of ever, and then 1 month later they'll be worth billions. But I mean, Liz is a Native American, and I believe that she's capable of summoning the ancestors. And she's probably been summoning the ancestors and getting inside stock tracks. And because it's a fact, all Native Americans can contact the ancestors. That's science. So, anyway, that's probably the connection that I found. I feel like Liz, who is clearly a Native American, is summoning inside stock tips from the ancestors and then passing it on to Nancy, and they just passing the intel to her. They just making millions. You know what I'm saying, right? And then they want to try to blame Trump or Trump appointed officials for whatever they can come up with, and meantime, they're been utilizing the inside intel from the ancestors. Tell me what you think in the comments. I might be wrong. Tell me what you think in the comments. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time. Peace.